I wish that wee tune would go a bit longer. It's one of my favourites. But yes, here we go, folks. It's Friday night on the bus. And you know what that means. It is time for that Friday feeling. And I hope going on live tonight, these have got that Friday feeling because we'll be starting tonight with some breaking news, it seems. But yes, regardless, we will still plough on and we'll do what we do best. So thanks everyone for coming along and joining us. I appreciate you all choosing us on a Friday night. And you know what else I appreciate on a Friday night? I appreciate Canada's favourite Tim, the man to my side here, Liam, the punk duck warlord Greenlaw, the wise man of the bus. And he's not alone tonight in Vancouver. He's got a special guest with him. Another bus member is there live in person. Drum roll, because she's making her debut on the Friday Feeling tonight. Pam is here on the Boise bus as well. And she's in Vancouver with Liam.
Hello.
Two for the price of one. How are you both doing? How is Vancouver?
Fucking awesome. I love it here. You know, it's been great. I've been here for a couple of days now, just backpacking through. And, you know, Liam's been awesome to me this week. So it's been great crack. And you have double trouble today.
Oh, that's all right. Don't you worry. Don't you worry about that. And always glad to have an extra body on as well. So, yeah, it should be an interesting one tonight. I say we've got a lot to get into. Some sad breaking news as we'll get in a moment. But, of course, before we do that, Michael, you're joining as well tonight. How are you feeling, sir, this evening?
Oh, good, mate. I've been looking forward to this today. Obviously, just to talk about a great transfer business as always. a lot of excitement to talk about, but I'm looking forward to getting on, mate. Just a bit annoyed by certain things over the last few days, so it'd be good to get off my chest, sort of thing. Just for a change.
If you don't laugh, you'll greet. But hey, the Boise bus is here for the psychiatric session for you all. So come in, gather round. We'll get through it all together, folks. But what you can do for me, what you can do for Uncle Phil before we get going, is you can do all that good stuff, of course, folks. Hit that like button. Of course, helps us out massively. Pam's now on the screen tonight, so she'll be telling you to hit that like button or she'll kick you off. Pay the fare. So you be warned. She's here. Also, you can get involved in our comment section tonight, as many of are already doing. A lot of the regulars in tonight. We've got Jim Dolan, we've got Jim C, we've got Graham Tyrrell, we've got Smell the Glove, Joe Hendry. We have got, who else? We've got Celtic as well. FS is there. Ali, yes, lots of all the regulars are in tonight so far. And of course, you can hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so yet. We've had a nice wee jump in subscriptions recently because I am not down with this, apparently, but we've got a TikTok page now as well, and that seems to be helping out massively. Russell mentioned it last night. He's also going to be doing things on Twitch too. Oh, the bus is getting everywhere these days. It's doing everything. But yes, if you're into TikTok as well, or whatever, you can find us on that, Twitter, all that good stuff. You know what to do. And of course, head over to piesports.com and use that code BUS1888 and get 12.5% off your order. Right, okay. Right, let's get into it then, because of course I'll need to get the graphic up. We've got breaking news. Oh no, no. Yes, as we came on, I had all my notes written out for tonight because just a few hours ago I saw Brendan Rodgers doing his press conference. He also spoke to Sky Sports at Lennoxtown, and he seemed quite chirpy. He was asked again about all the rumours flying around, all the incomings and outgoings and whatnot, and he seemed quite. Yeah, nothing's been made official yet, you know, as far as he knew. Nobody was leaving yet until he was told otherwise. So it did feel like, well, Matt O'Reilly will definitely be in the squad come Sunday. But just before we came on tonight, I'm just going to be calm. I'm not going to say what I really think about him. But yes, Fabrizio Romano, he struck again because he just couldn't wait to tell all his followers. Yes, he's given all the here we go patter. He's already posted the picture of Matt O'Reilly superimposed in a Brighton shirt. And yes, so it looks like it is happening. We knew it was going to happen, but yeah, I thought we'd at least get one more game out of him. If he's here on Sunday morning and is playing against St Mirren, I'll be quite surprised. It seems like this is gaining traction. It's went that quickly from just a few hours ago where Brendan was like, nothing's official, nothing's happening, to now it looks like it's on the cards. So yeah, it's a bit of a span on the works. We expected it, but Pam, I'll come to you first, seeing as this your Friday feeling debut. I'll come to you with the first question. Will this 25 million or whatever it's going to be, will this kickstart a wild week of transfers for Celtic? Is this what's going to be the catalyst for it?
I mean, there's, you never say never, but let's be real, I understand I could be a bit pessimistic at times, but I just really think with this repeat, like with the behavioural pattern, I think it'd be useless in really putting a lot of energy into hoping they change. And the fact they've got 25 million extra, I don't think it's reason enough to believe they're going to change. Sure, look what happened with Jota. They only brought in duds. I just don't see it happening. But, never say never, but I'm not optimistic either.
I understand that as well. And we're at a stage now where something has to happen now. There is no way at this stage that they can allow that to happen. But then again, we've seen with this board, the way they treat us, the fans, at times. Again, you want to try and give them the benefit of the doubt, but history has shown that can we really trust them to pull out the bag in the last week? I really hope they've got something in the works. But Wise Man, how are you feeling on this news, and what do you think? Will this be the catalyst for change over the next week, or are we going to get that Peter Lawwell type of a speech at the end of it all, saying, "Well, we tried, but we just couldn't get it over the line"?
No, Phil, that would take accountability, responsibility, and communication. And we know those things do not exist within the framework of Celtic Park. Does not happen. No, we'll be told to just, we'll just be told they're doing a great job. How do we know they're doing a great job? They've all got heated driveways, So I just look at it like that as well. I'm optimistic that they're going to sign somebody. No, the rumours, like 19-year-olds, MLS players, all that stuff doing the rounds right now. I really don't think we've got anybody in scouting. I think they put all their energy into just working on one thing at one time. It seems like there's absolutely no multitasking at Celtic. It's like everybody's working on things going here and there, and a few things. It's always like, all right, get Bernardo over the line. Now we focus our attention on Ida. Now we're on Matt O'Reilly. And it's like, oh, shit, guys, we've run out of time. We tried our very, very, very hardest. And, hey, buy your new IRA strap. That. I mean, did we even get Matt modelling it before he left? Because I'm sure they made sure they took
that. So I think you did.
The Celtic handsome index is going to drop significantly after that. We felt Carr outpouring his, emotional and his fragile states over Matt O'Reilly. I'm hoping somebody's giving Big Connor a cuddle today.
Well, they did it last year with Jota. Jota modelled that quite horrific home shot last season, didn't he? Before he left, yeah, they were very careful on that one. But yeah, Mick, I'd imagine you're not particularly pleased as well, and I'd imagine you're not too confident that this is going to kickstart some sort of mad revolution of a week, unless they've got some serious amount of rabbits that are about to pull out the hat. I mean, personally speaking, I think we will get players in, whether they are the quality that Brendan Rodgers has been consistently going on about. That'll remain to be seen, but it's going to have to be a big week. I mean, let's be honest, it has to, Mick. There's no ifs or buts about it, but it's weird how the board can just be like, this is fine. So lackadaisical about it. But again, as I say, I'll be really surprised, Mick.
No, that's the thing, Phil. This will seem like a big thing for us, right? Matt O'Reilly leaving for Brighton, right, for 25 million. Right, right, will have a big impact to the team. Of course it will. He's an outstanding player. But we've known since January that he was not potentially, he was leaving in the summer. And we knew that what the ballpark figure was, right? We'd be about 25 million. We're known all summer, we're now and get to the last week of the window, and we'll still not brought in signings that can step up and replace him. So why are they waiting on the Matt O'Reilly money coming in before we make signings? Everybody knows we're cash rich at the minute. Upwards of 100 million in the bank. So why are the board hanging on to make sure they get Matt O'Reilly money first? So what if he ends up staying, we don't get the offer we want. He stays until January, stays until the summer. That's no excuse for us not to have signed players before now. Long before now, very long before now, not even just like in the next week or so. We should just get the last minute deals done in the last week. We've had all summer, and it took us 2.5 months to sign Bernardo and then to sign Ida a few weeks after that as well. 2 players we've had on loan. So, but actually, getting into the game on Sunday, far inferior a team as we were last season. And we've had all summer to plan for this. So I'm finished with him, Phil. Honestly, I see the need to push some magic out of the hat in this last week.
Yes.
I mean, something really big. Because I think that's absolutely scandalous that they've got away with this again. Honestly, there's utter gross negligence with the board, and they're treating their fans for mugs. And I'm just sick of it, honestly. Like, going into the last week of the window, and again, what are we doing? Just talking, as Liam said, I talked to a guy for MLS. Right, don't get on, it might be good. I've not seen much of him. But should he not have been signed before Matt Riley left?
That's what a big club would do, Mick. That's what a sensibly run club would do.
Call forward planning and being proactive rather than reactive. I think you need to explain that in the Celtic boardroom, but the definitions of them, what they mean, because I think they're just incapable of it. And honestly, I've just got to do something big for me in the next week, and they need to prove why they're there, because it's gross negligence at the minute. And they need called out on it big time, because it's not the first window, is it? This has been the last 4 or 5. We came out weaker than we went in.
Yep, definitely.
So it's not on.
No, it's the reality is now, if Matt Riley's leaving before a suitable big name replacement was brought in, realistically now we've got to be looking at this time tomorrow night, literally 24 hours from now, there has to be concrete links that somebody's coming in. See if we get to Tuesday or Wednesday of next week and there's still nothing going on, there's just the usual rumours falling around, nothing really concrete. It's really panic stations then. I said in the summer, I went Bernardo. I'm happy that we got him in. I think he's a good start. He shouldn't be the end. I didn't think he was a really ready-made replacement for Riley, because I think there are differences in their game. So that's what I feel like the club are going down. So I think Bernardo will be a good player, but I don't think he is that level of O'Reilly. And could he get to that level? By all means, it's possible. But it's in a different position. I say he's not as attack-minded as O'Reilly. Are we going to get the number of goals that we do from Bernardo as we do from O'Reilly, as he's shown in this last year? That's debatable. I think the realistic way they're going to shift the midfield around, because Hatate, of course, did have some links around him. Nothing seems to have come from that. Fingers crossed that nothing happens there. But I think the only way to fit this in now is Bernardo would need to be the deepest midfielder. Like, he would have to sit deep, push McGregor a little bit more forward. He can be a bit more box to box. And Hatate would be the guy in behind in the sort of O'Reilly role, the one in behind the forwards. Because again, with his range of passing, you'd like to think that's how they'll fit it in. Because I can't see Bernardo in that sort of attacking midfield role. I think he's too defensive minded, but I think the board might be going down that route. But yeah, it's just, this time tomorrow night, we need to realistically look at something. Hell, in fact, you know what? Not even 24 hours, 12 hours. Wake up tomorrow and I want to see links about somebody. I want to hear about this post boy from the MLS flying in tomorrow morning. You know, that's how quickly we need to turn this around, because before you know it, next Friday will be here. And of course, we'll be live next Friday night as well, doing the Friday feeling. A transfer deadline night. I'll need to get the yellow tie out again like I did last year. I'll need to do that. Get the Sky Sports background on. I'm hoping for not an underwhelming one like it was last year as well, where nothing really happened. But again, as history has shown in recent years, it could very well be that, but we cannot allow it to happen. But nevertheless, let's talk about some other things that were said today regarding what Brendan said. So I said earlier on, I wrote out my notes for tonight. I had a whole plan I was going to come on and talk about first, saying, Brendan was quite bullish and, a bit like, no, nothing's happening as far as I know. So I've had a bit of hope that maybe, because one of the things he did also mention was there is a cut-off time, really. If there are players going out, there's a point next week, they said, where it's like, once it reaches that point, we will not be selling anybody. But I guess now we've not reached that point yet. So yeah, Riley's okay. But the other one, of course, was Kyogo as well. But it seemed like Brendan pushed back on that and said it's an agent up to a wee bit of mischief, which doesn't really surprise me in this modern game. But Pam, we saw the clues coming. We saw the clues with Kyogo changing his agency not too long ago. I think there was a tweet doing the rounds on one of these WhatsApp group screen grabs from about early July. And it said, and again, whenever I see those, I just roll my eyes and go, WhatsApp CSC strikes again. Here we go. What's this now? The last paragraph said, look out for an announcement about Kyogo in the middle of August, and then you can join the dots. Celtic won 18 million. And the rumour was yesterday Man City bidded 18 million. And I was like, no, don't tell me a WhatsApp group, a WhatsApp screen grab was right. Oh, I couldn't believe it. But in the modern game, Pam, this is what agents are like. They're always looking to get their client the best move, because then it gets them money, gets them commission. It's all business to them. But it looks like, going by what Pep Guardiola has also said today, which I don't know how much I believe of this, because think about how rich Man City are, how much resources they've got. all they've signed is Ilkay Gundogan this summer on a free transfer, I think, from Barcelona. And he's saying, I don't think any more's coming in. I was like, I can't imagine Man City going through a whole window with just adding Gundogan on a free transfer. I was like, surely. But he's came out today, Pam, and said that he doesn't expect any more incomes unless the market changes or an injury comes up for his team in the next week. So we can maybe breathe a sigh of relief, Pam, but I get a funny feeling that we are going to be revisiting this in January. I think this is going to become a consistent thing now with Kyogo if he's still here, sadly.
Yeah, so I hear you. When I first saw that rumour, I was kind of shitting myself because I absolutely adore Kyogo. Excuse my language, by the way. But you know, I posted on my Instagram story. I'm like, oh my god, you know, why? And I was chatting with another Celtic fan, a friend of mine. You know, he's raising the points of, are Man City really going to go for a player that has recurring shoulder injuries? Are they really going to use him in the Champions League? Because I think if they're going to go for another player, it's going to be Champions League level player. I'm like, do you know what? You do have a point. So to me, I'm erring on the side of Kyogo's going to stay, but it is also anxiety inducing as well.
Yeah.
But also another thought I had is if Pep was just going after players that did well against Man City in the States, he would have also gone after Nicholas Kuhn as well. So
yeah,
I'm kind of on the fence, but erring to leaning towards the side of stay.
Yeah, the thing is with the Man City one, I mean, at the end of the day, you can't rule anything in football. It did sound quite absurd when I first heard it, because again, there's a lot of people drawing connecting the dots about, well, does Kyogo fancy that competition? Because if Adam Ida's came in for the price he has, I don't expect Adam Ida to be sitting on the bench for too long. I think he's going to force his way in as a number one. Does Kyogo not fancy the competition? But then when you look at it and go, well, Man City, I mean, Erling Haaland, does he really fancy his chances there? I mean, come on. But the interesting thing about the tweet that was put out was apparently they wanted him as a winger option, which apparently if you suggest the idea of playing him on the wing at Celtic, some fans have an absolute meltdown on that one, even though he played out wide before coming to Scotland. He played there for Vissel Kobe. But somebody did also point out a link that one of the coaches at Manchester City now used to work with him at Vissel Kobe, but yeah, well, it seems though it does. We could take it with a pinch of salt just now that that they're not going to do anything. Pep has said that there's not going to be any more moves. But if any injuries come up, so we need to hope Man City have a clean bill of health this weekend and none of the players get injured and there's no issues there. And he doesn't come back in. But yeah, Liam, just agents being just up to mischief into it. That's just the business that we're in nowadays. And when you've got people like Fabrizio out there always getting paid money as well to push names and whatnot, the PR is strong. So yeah, I do think this is going to be a consistent thing. But it would be nice if Fabrizio from time to time just breaks some good news for us. But I guess that falls on the fact that her transfer policy is a bit, no wonder he's not getting good news to break because obviously he'd be doing it right at times. But yeah, the Kyogo stuff is, it would be, I can't believe I'm going to say that. It would just be crazy. But again, this board can do some mental things. But you just imagine it, O'Reilly, Kyogo, and of course there was talk of Hatate earlier in the week. Right. This would just, how on earth could we possibly go that? But no, it looks like we can breathe a sigh of relief, Liam, that Kyogo will stay. And say Hatate, there was some links, but I think it's cooled for now. So damage limitation at the moment, Liam.
Well, see, this week before the window shuts, that's always squeaky bum time for us because we know how easily we can be turned into selling off an asset, for just cash, right? Bank balance without any further planning as well. So you see the recognition Kyogo's getting. You see that Hatate is on the front burner as well for a lot of people, signing and all that as well. But remember as well, you get CCV who hardly ever puts a foot wrong for us. And there's been a few rumours coming up this week as well that CCV might be on somebody's wish list. And why wouldn't he be? The guy's absolutely solid week in, week out. He qualifies as an English player as well. You can see very, very much a Premier League team making a cheeky bid for CCV this week. The other one we have to watch, Alistair Johnson. Alistair Johnson had a absolutely brilliant Copa America where he was named to the team of the team of the tournament. That's not going to go unnoticed. Even if it's MLS teams want to try and sign him, came came up with money for Jota, no problem. And they're paying big wages here right now as well. So you never know. Like this is the week where what we should be resilient and we should be looking at saving and keeping all our best players.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're trying to sign players and also hold on to players at the same time. You know, or that. So it's bored. And the way they work and their process of how we sign players and the timing of which it's done, this is leaving us very, very vulnerable this week because they'll say yes without having a backup. I mean, what's the chance of Man City coming up for Greg Taylor this week? You know,
ring the bell. There's the first Greg Taylor reference. There we go. No, that would be. I mean, who even got at left back?
Phil, we hung out on Tuesday night for like how long was it before we had a Greg Taylor slug?
Oh Jesus! Yeah.
Joe Henry's actually asking, can we keep a hold of Greg Taylor? I think we can. I'm confident on that one. Got a funny feeling we might. James Kennedy coming in and saying Phil will end up with no players left. Well, Brendan did joke earlier on, and it might not be a joke now. Brendan saying, at this rate, with all these rumours, I'll have a 5-a-side team left by the weekend. Don't will into existence, Brendan. Don't even think about it. And Shell has came in to tell us that the Polish lad playing the MLS, apparently they have got some sort of cup final coming up this weekend. So that's great. So he won't be coming to us anytime soon, I guess. So that's not happening. But Michael, you look like a man that needs some good news right now. Do you want some positive news? Do you want some positivity or some potential positivity? I think you do. Apparently it might be the end of the road for Mikey Johnson. Maybe, just maybe, this could be the end. I'm sorry, Mikey Johnson. I'm sorry, man. But we've got to be honest here. We've got to just say it like it is. Apparently this week he's been linked with two championship clubs. Burnley were looking at him at the start of the week, and there was talk that within 24 hours he's having a medical, but then apparently Sheffield United have stepped in. And also adding on with that rumour growing a bit of legs there, apparently we're in for one of their centre-backs now, so the stars could all align here. Austin Trusty, but Austin is spelled Austin, it's Austin. But yeah, he's an American centre-back. He will know Cameron Carter-Vickers from being in and around the US squad. So, I mean, and apparently, get this, Liam, listen carefully to this, he's left-footed, and he can play left back as well. Oh my God! Oh, it could cover Liam Scales and Greg Taylor. He could slot in for either of them. Oh my word! But that seems to be what's bubbling at the moment in terms of a rumor, Michael. And I mean, MJ he's got to go for his own good. I mean, I do think he's shown in flashes. He has got a bit of ability, but for whatever reason, whenever he pulls on the Celtic shirt, it just doesn't work, or he's just too injury prone. He never seems to get a consistent run. Even when he comes on the other week against Hibs, he gets clattered in the face by a goalkeeper and ends up with a concussion, and he's out for 3 weeks. And it's like, this guy just can't catch a break. But he showed last season, when he went off on loan to West Brom, he started like a house on fire. So he's definitely can play at that level. Obviously, teams in the Championship are taking note with Burnley and Sheffield United. But I think it makes sense if it's true that we're in for Trusty from Sheffield United. Then it does make sense to try and use Johnson as a makeweight if they are genuinely interested.
Well, I would honestly, I'm at this point, I would take F.A. Ambrose come back out of retirement if it meant getting rid of Mikey Johnson. Honestly, he's just rotten. He is, honestly, capable of an odd trick here and there, but he's. Remember last season we played Hearts, he gets subbed off at half time and stuff like that. And
yeah,
Rodgers has gone mad at him. It's like, he's just not got it for me. Like, even when we went on loan to West Brom, we have brilliant reports about him. He was brilliant for West Brom, this and that. That died at us after like 5 or 6 games. Then he's back to being his normal again. He's just not got it, Phil. I just get him off the books. I'm sick of this every summer. And try to paint him a new light. Could this be a new breakout season for Mikey Johnson? Stuff like, no, just get it done, get him out, and just be done with the whole story. Don't I don't wish him any ill will elsewhere. I generally don't. I hope he does go on to have a good career. I'm not against him personally, but just the way this keeps getting dragged up every summer, could this be his year and stuff like that? No, he's just not good enough. We need to get better. It's as simple as that, and just be done with it. And try and improve the squad rather than try to flog a dead horse 5 years in a row. Do you know what I mean? So, good luck to him, but please just go. Simple as that.
As I always say, Jesse Lingard syndrome, and you'll know that, like, because you're like Man United. But he was like 30 years old, and people were still talking about Jesse Lingard's potential. He's 30 years old. Well, that's what Michael Johnston's going to end up being if he doesn't leave for his own good. So, yeah, fair play. And what was one of the comments that came in? Oh, well, Pat O, we reference to the Eagles there. Mikey can check out anytime he likes, but he can never leave. Yes, indeed. Hotel California. Still, the glove is coming in and saying that brilliant Sheffield United defence from last season. Can't wait. I will say this, though. Aston Villa get relegated in the year that Scott Sinclair joined us as well, so don't read too much into the fact that he's playing for a relegated team. I know Sheffield United were muck last season. I think they finished on 16 points. They were dreadful. But I say a player getting it's not all on him necessarily, but I don't read too much into the fact that Scott Sinclair went down with Aston Villa, came up here, and he was unbelievable for us. Now, I've always said before, I always judge a player once they pull on the hoop, so if he does come up here, then yeah, fair dues, man. We'll see how he gets on if it does indeed materialise. But yeah, we could see the end of Mikey Johnston, maybe, or maybe something will happen. Maybe he'll fail a medical. Imagine that. You know, I mean, he's got a concussion just now. Let's keep in mind he is out because of a concussion. So he could end up failing a medical, and then he's still here. He'll never leave. Just can't get rid. But what else in terms of Kobayashi's left the building, everybody, in case you haven't noticed, if anyone remembers him. Kobayashi's gone now. He's away to Portugal to play for Portimonense, I believe it's pronounced. I'm going to, by reading it, I think that's how it's pronounced. So he's gone. So we'll just take it that is the pronunciation. What else? Darragh O'Shea, a name that will not stop doing the rounds, keeps on swirling around. Even last week when Adam Ida joined, he was right on his Instagram page, giving it, yes, he was delighted for him. He was linked to us at the start of the window. He was always played for Burnley, but nothing materialised there. Then he was linked to Brentford. Nothing's materialised there. And then he was linked to Wolves, and again, he still hasn't moved. And now he's linked with Ipswich. So we'll see what happens there. But the name does keep on doing the rounds. Is he going to be a Celtic player? Who knows? It could be one of the ones. Danny Kelly has left Celtic officially. Apparently, some papers got jammed in the fax machine this week on the way, but apparently Peter Lawwell has unclogged it, and the paperwork has gone through. But I believe Millwall are not too happy because I think they've missed the registration to play him this weekend. But yes, he has now officially left the club. Lecce are back in for Laga Bielka. They keep coming back around for him, so I think it's for the good of the boy's career, Pam, that he needs to go. It's quite insane how he's been sort of messed around. I feel kind of bad for him because if you remember, when he came in at the start of last season, due to injuries, him and Liam Scales ended up playing together. And I think they actually had like a bizarrely good record, even though most of the fans weren't too happy with how the football was playing. I think he went like 5 or 6 domestic games in a row without conceding a goal. Him and Liam Scales is the backline, but it's just been an absolute weird set of circumstances, isn't it, Pam, around Laga Bielka? But it's for his own good that he, much like Mikey Johnston, we just send him out. If it's a loan or an option to buy. Lecce have came in from in January as well. I think that was the team he was about to join in January down at the airport, to the point where Celtic literally went, nope, where are you going? Get back here, and forced him back. I think it's the same club that are back in again. So yeah, Pam, I think it's for the best that we send him packing.
I agree with you on that, Phil. I mean, the past season, the back four has just been pretty strange, really. You know, because I felt like as the season was beginning, we got an injection of these players in, but yet they didn't make enough of an impact, to really change the status quo of it. Because, my back four would have been Taylor, Scales, CCV, and Johnston. But the only change is Scales, who came back from loan. It's been strange, that really none of them are broken in. So I do genuinely believe it's best for Laga Bielka to move on. I don't really remember a lot of them, to be honest, because I'm just used to seeing that back four. I don't think he wasn't a bad. He wasn't a bad back. He just didn't excel compared to Liam Scales, and I think ultimately that's what we have to look for. Doesn't mean they're a bad player, but we just have to keep moving on up, keep progressing. So it's best.
Yeah. The only two notable things I can remember in his Celtic career was he scored a winner against Feyenoord in that Champions League game, but he came off the bench in that one and then disappeared again into the abyss. And of course, at Ibrox, in the first meeting against Rangers last season, he was caught dwelling on the ball a little bit too long and get dispossessed. Obviously, it was flagged for pulled back for a foul by VAR, but it's one of these ones. To me, it's 50-50 that I know in the later of the law it's a foul and whatnot, but if it happened to us and Rangers had You know, if we dispossessed a Rangers player, went to the park and scored like this allowed, I'd be pretty furious. You know, it's like it's one of these really soft ones. But by the letter of the law, so we did kind of get away with one there. But yeah, he was caught dwelling on the ball a bit too long, got dispossessed, and they scored. But in the end, goal was ruled out, and we did go on and get a clean sheet there. And amongst that little run of clean sheets he had, but yeah, it's probably time. And of course, let's not forget Mike Nawrocki's still in the building. That's another one. $4 million or something we paid for him last summer. Yeah, what's going on there? Will we see Nawrocki again? I've got a funny feeling he might find a loan move before the end of the window. And here's a surprise, Liam. Here you go. Here's a real bit of breaking news for a shocker. Jota will not be coming back to Celtic this summer. He's off to France to play for Stade Rennes. Apparently, they are getting bankrolled by a pretty rich one, whatever consortium's taking over, billionaire, whatever. Apparently, Rennes have come into some money, and there they will be taking Jota. So, despite all the talk and all the rumours and all the hope that Jota might come back to Celtic, it was never going to happen. He's off to France, apparently, Liam. So, yeah, we can only dream on that one. But what a mess it's been for Jota, honestly. Absolute mess at times with the way it's panned out for him. But yeah, who knew? Saudi League, you know, being the grass certainly wasn't green on the other side there. Who else? We got Alvin Sanchez, another name that's doing the rounds. He plays for Lucerne in Switzerland. He's a centre midfielder. 3 million apparently looking for him. So again, he's 21 years old. 3 million. It's in that kind of bracket. You know, Odin Thiago Holm was 2 million something. Similar sort of age, playing at a similar kind of level. Again, I always just wait to judge them if they pull on the Celtic shirt rather than make a judgment before they come. But yeah, it's not it's not the marquee signing that we're really looking for, Liam, is it? You know, but again, I will if he comes, I will judge him when I see him. But again, the optics of it, as Russell always likes to say, it's like, does it really excite you, especially if Matt O'Reilly's heading out the door? But I suppose the argument, Liam, that could be put back is, well, who'd really heard of Matt O'Reilly before he joined? It is a bit of a gamble. Every signing's got inherent risk, hasn't it, Liam?
Maybe Riley McGee's still available. He was the one we were originally after. I mean, his career didn't exactly take off at Middlesbrough, whatever shite team he went to. But I think one of the things that we need to be looking at this week as well is signing some. I just posted it here on the, I think was it the other day. Luke McCowan. Somebody suggested Luke McCowan. We need Scottish players. Otherwise, you're going to have Jonathan Bain as a backup on the. Scott Bain as a backup on the bench as well. And you know, that's a guy that's not really trusted to be the number 2, but he's got to be the number 2 in Europe. You know what happens then happens to Schmeichel. You know, so I would say McCowan. Is it Liam Miller? I mean,
Motherwell.
I mean, the excuse for not having a list of the best up and coming players in Scotland right now. You know, if we're signing 19-year-olds for Germany or France or whatever as well, you know, you look at Odin Holmes as an example. There's a young boy, you know, and we're trying to, you know, mould a career out of him, but he's still not there. I would rather that money went into developing a Scottish player so that we know that they can still go with the natural born or trained players and that as well. So that would help us when we get into Europe. And also as well, keep our Scottish identity. Because right now we seem to be, you know, I don't understand that about this board as well. You know, they're all about keeping parity in Scottish football and all that. But we're not signing the best young players in Scotland. And Rangers are going out there and, I mean, Connor Barron, I don't know if he would have done anything for us, but I think we need to start looking at it as well too, because we're going to have to do something because we're not developing them. There's nobody coming through, or there's nobody coming through that's staying. You know, we'll be punting out for Karamoko Dembele and stuff like that at the end of this week. You know, and looking at that, you know, Islam Ferez, you know, just recycle bin and see if maybe I'll put that record on again. Maybe it's got better over the years. Nah, if you hate it the first time, you'll hate it now. You know?
No, we definitely do need that contingent because Stevie Welsh, we've went over that enough times, too injury prone, has one half-decent game out often and then just gets injured. Like Mikey Johnston, you know, just keeps getting injured. Tony Ralston, I know he's a bit of a cult hero, but again, how long can we really, you know, if we're looking to go to that next level, how long can we really rely on him? James Forrest, he's evergreen, I suppose, but realistically, he's 32, 33 now. How long can he keep going for? It's like when Scott Bain, I mean, he'll just keep signing a contract at Celtic for as long as he can play. I mean, he doesn't even need to play. I mean, he'll be fit as a fiddle. You know, he just gets to sit in the stands most weeks. You know, so yeah, we need to get those Scottish players. And you're right, Liam, and we've said it enough times about the youth system and this B team structure playing in the 5th tier of Scottish football against part-timers. It's not exactly by much. So there's no wonder that these players are leaving. There isn't a proper pathway. But I remember at the start of the season, we were told that Darren O'Dea is now the pathway manager or something like that. Oh, whatever it is, I don't know. Jobs for the boys again as usual. But we'll see if that comes to any fruition at all. I know there's a boy who's been getting some game time in pre-seasons at Tully, Francis Tully, a striker. He's been in and around the squads. He was in the matchday squad last week against Hibs as well, and I know he got some game time in the games out in the States and against Ayr United and Queen's Park. So maybe, but we do need to start producing them because when you actually look at the track record this century, you know, realistically, you're looking at Forrest, Tierney, McGregor, and who'd be the other one? McGeady. Aidan McGeady would be the other one that's probably came through. And the youth set itself a real proper, you know, established himself in the first team. But I also find it it's no coincidence that Tierney and McGregor both established themselves in a season where Rangers were nowhere to be seen and the competition was Aberdeen and Motherwell. As Ronnie Dyler could take the chances and bleed them in, fortunately Brendan finds himself in a position where, you know, how if I play these boys and we have a bad result, what's the first thing the fans and the media are going to home in on? The youngster that played if he had a bit of a weak game. So that's the problem in this job in this league. You know, maybe if we're pushing quite far ahead after the Christmas time, fingers crossed, we're having one of those seasons like the Invincible treble season, maybe we can start bleeding some of the youngsters in the second half of the season. But for the time being, yeah, it's oh, look at this. Thank God, it's a proper Friday night. He has got the Friday feeling tonight. He really does. I don't know if this will give you the Friday feeling, Mick, but Alistair Jack says next Thursday UCL draw 5 p.m. Can't wait. Can you wait, Michael? Can you wait for it, mate? It's not going to be the traditional format because obviously it's all automated. So I don't know how this is. It going to be live on TV? Is it how's the excitement? It's not going to be like they reach and they take the ball out, they show you the bit of paper. They can't do that because of the new structure. But are you afraid of the Champions League draw at the moment? Are you any sort of excitement? I mean, I'm still excited for it, but I could take a guess how I think it's going to end up when the campaign plays out. But yeah, it is next Thursday. In fact, we're on next Friday. We can give our reactions to the Champions League draw. So we'll see what we do. But how are you feeling about it, Michael, a week away from it?
Phil, can you ask me this time next week, please? It's solely dependent on next week. The only thing I'm thinking about now is you're going to take another 200 quid out of my account shortly for the Champions League.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
We're getting worse than last season, so that's a bit overriding feeling. Yep. But I don't know how it's going to work. This automatic thing is weird.
Yeah.
I actually heard that the other day, how this is going to work, but
we're going to be watching the TV and it's just going to flash up that Celtic will play this team, because it's all been done by AI computers, so it can be done probably instantaneously. They're not going to take balls out of a bowl and show you a bit of paper. They're not going to do any of that. So it's going to be a weird event.
I know. I'm interested in the new format's going to work as well. It's like 4 games at home, 4 away, and it's like all different teams, isn't it? We play.
Aye. So there's 36 teams in this league. It's the same with the Europa League and the Conference League. They're going at 36 as well. So you play 8 games. There's still seeding. So there's like 9 teams are deemed pot 1, 9 teams pot 2, 3 and pot 4. So you'll play 2 teams from each pot. So Celtic, I believe, are in pot 3, but you'll play 2 teams for pot 1, 2 for pot 2, 2 pot 3 teams and 2 pot 4 teams. That's your 8 games. Whether they're home and away, that'll all be decided again by the magic computer. But that's how it's going to be done. So, but yeah, we'll find out. Obviously, this time next week we'll know our fate in that one. Jesus, man. Yeah, terrifying. It's Thursday. Yeah, the Champions League draws Thursday. The Europa League draws are on the Friday. So yeah, we'll know. By the time we come on Friday night, we'll know what we're up against. Yeah. Yeah, better get tooled up for it, Celtic. Speaking of getting tooled up, are you drinking moonshine there, Liam? Because Joe Hendry says you're drinking moonshine.
Moonshine. This is howling at the moonshine. So I says, it's just, it's about 80%.
Oh my God.
I'm putting a sweat. My wife just brought it back last night. It's like, you know, it's the good stuff because it comes in a Fanta bottle with a Coca-Cola. She got 2 bottles in there. I hope nobody's watching. My wife's mental.
Oh man, never a dull moment, Liam. Never a dull moment. Also, Silk for Life comes in for a great session. I was told they're going to ask Alexa to do the Champions League draw. Here, Alexa, going to draw the Champions League for us. That'd be great if they just did that. That'd be fantastic. But yeah, there you go. We'll see you next week. I'm kind of intrigued to how this is going to and how they're going to drag it out. They'll drag it for over an hour and a half. You'll have to sit through this entire laborious process. They're somehow going to do that. I watch it every year, and it's like because we're always in like the bottom pot every year in the old format, and you have to sit and wait through everything between each pot. Oh, here comes another legendary player to present an award. It's how are they going to drag it out this time? They'll somehow find a way. They need to make it a proper event, don't they? But yeah, anyway, now that we've went through some transfer rumours and obviously the gutting news about Matt Riley, let's try and talk about the game on Sunday. Because yes, St Mirren, Paisley, we're off to I don't know what the stadium is called. I still call it Love Street. I mean, something like the St Mirren Community Stadium or something like that. I don't even know what it is nowadays, but Love Street, we're not playing there. A stadium we've had a few problems at in recent years. Of course, Ange got beat there a couple of years ago, and yeah, I think we drew 0-0 in Ange's first season. In fact, we had a dreadful 0-0 draw just about the turn of the year. So we've had a couple of steady results there, but I think recently we've turned them over pretty well. So yeah, first things first then. So I guess, Pam, we can assume that Matt O'Reilly won't be playing. I guess if he is still here on Sunday morning, if he does get some kind of game time, I'd imagine after the game, he'll have the whole moment with the fans, whatever. But I don't think that's going to happen now. I think this will be done by this time tomorrow night. This way is. So that means Paulo Bernardo, come on down, Paulo Bernardo. Now is your time. It's the logical choice, isn't it, Pam? And so midfield three's got to be McGregor, Hatate, Bernardo. And as I said earlier on, I think Hatate needs to be the most advanced one. Bernardo, the deepest one. And the thing that comes from that is that people have said it plenty of times, McGregor plays better as what they call the number 8, the box-to-box midfielder. Obviously, he's retired from actual football recently, so that should help him a wee bit. You have that energy. But that's got to be the midfield three, and that has to be it for me, the way they line up. Pam, did you see any curveballs there, or is that going to be the three in the middle?
I'm much on that. I think that'll be the three in the middle. I don't know how Iwana would fit into that. I think it will be that three. Personally, I think Matt O'Reilly might come on for like 5 or 10 minutes towards the end, maybe to have like a wee swan song towards the end if he's still there. But like I said, I actually agree with you on this. He could be very well out by then. I think it's quite likely. But if he's not, he'll probably get like his 5 or 10 minutes very well.
Yeah, I'd think so. If he's still there, then he's got to get some sort of moment with fans. But do you know how quick Brighton want to do business? This is how a club in a big league performs. Celtic, they want to get business done. They do it quick. They get it over the line, and if they're aggressive, they'll do it.
Ow.
Blowing the mind of Peter Lawwell and all his cronies, like, oh my god, you could do one in 24 hours. I never knew that. Oh, wow. Incredible. But yeah, I'd say that's probably going to be the midfield three. I don't very surprised there. In the back line, we know how that's going to be. There's no real issues there. Johnson's fit. Carl Vickers will play. Scales will play. Say his name quietly. Taylor will play. And of course, Michael in goal again. But let's talk about the wingers and the forward department, Liam, because that is obviously one of the big points. How good has Nicholas Kuhn been in amongst a bit of disharmony right now amongst the fans? At least we've got that. Nicholas Kuhn is now showing that there could be a player here, because many had doubts, and I don't blame them. I mean, his form wasn't great last season. He did blame it on, I believe he got like wisdom teeth taken out or something like that. It was like, yeah. But obviously with the track record of our transfers in recent times, fans were obviously quite quick to say, I don't know about this boy. But he started this season so far, 3 games, 3 goals, played well in pre-season, particularly against Man City. And if he can keep that going. But he's definitely been a massive positive. The only thing I would say, Liam, I don't know if you've picked up on this, is he's got to know when to get shot away a bit quicker. He's good at cutting in. Obviously, he wants to get it on his stronger foot. The classic Arjen Robben move, cutting on your stronger foot. But sometimes I've noticed he's got to get his shot away quicker, because look what happened against Kilmarnock. He did get a shot away. It took a deflection and it beat the keeper, because that's what can happen. I still feel, Liam, at times we're still trying to walk the ball into the net. When you have a pop for outside the area, or you take a shot, sometimes you catch the keeper out, catch a defender out. These things can happen, but there have been a few times where, as good as Kuhn's been playing, he needs to get that ball away just a little bit quicker.
I way he moves. I like his movement and the way he cuts in and all that. Unlike Palmer or Mikey Johnson, thank God we've installed that giant net up behind the goals, because I'm sure that's to, stop some of Palmer's shots, going down the road, breaking somebody's window or something. That's what I like about Kuhn. When he does get a shot away, it's no skying over the bar into the crowd. He does get it on target and he does keep it low. And when you've seen, with Bernardo, that in the cup final, when you get shots on target and keep it low, there's a good chance it might come back to one of your forwards that are lurking in that area. I think Kuhn's been the one sort of surprise this year. Schmeichel wasn't really surprised at. I knew he was a good keeper. I knew he'd play for the back well. And Kuhn, that seemed like it's turning out to be a bit of good business, But let's see how it goes as well, because last year I think we had a habit of falling in love with players that had 3 or 4 good games. Mm-hmm. And we've seen a lot of players come into the team, Kuhn included, Yang, Palmer, Odin. All the guys had good games, like maybe 2 or 3 on the top, and then never found that form again. So let's see if he's going. Right now, he looks very, very consistent. I don't know if it's 3 goals in 3 games on the trot, or he's just...
It's 3 and 3, yep.
It's 3 and 3, right?
Right.
Right, so let's see. If he scores again this weekend, that's showing that's a player that is really comfortable playing with Celtic, that's bringing up his game, and he's going to be an integral part of this team. Already, I'm liking him. I'm liking him. I pair him somewhere between, I think he's somewhere about Paddy Roberts, and I think he actually offers us more than what Abada did. And if that's Abada's replacement, okay, I'm happy with that. That's no bad signing. So let's see what else we can improve. But he seems to be the one showing up, and I think that's great, because we see all the time, this is about opportunities, when you're given these opportunities to show up. And last year, everybody was turning it down. You were getting, you're getting invited onto the big stage, and people were turning it away. So I think we need to just sort of get the other side going as well. So, I like to see Maeda on the other side, Kuhn. That gives us 2 really fast players. People have said Kuhn's really fast and all. So I think it gives us a really good threatening challenge, and with Kyogo or Ida in the middle. Yeah, I think we're starting to look pretty good on the wings. Now, we'll see how that looks in Europe, up against good teams. We've seen it against Hibernian twice, and, who played Kilmarnock. Okay, so it's hard to make an assessment on that to see how they look, but yeah, he's looking good. But we'll see how he looks in the Champions League, because that's where we found out Abada wasn't up to scratch. He still had that naivety as well, that he couldn't beat Champions League type defenders. Couldn't get past them and make that same sort of movement, those same sort of run. So jury's out till then, and it's all about consistency this year.
Yeah, without a doubt. So he couldn't have done much more, essentially, the way he started the season. So long may it continue. This would then be, I don't know, I was similar last season, kind of writing him off a wee bit, because, again, track record of the transfers had shown that I don't know about this guy, but not fair enough, man. He's hit the ground running, and long may it continue. Graham Tyrrell came in and says Kyogo fit for Sunday. I believe he was training today. I think he was back in training. Whether he starts or not, I don't know, because obviously last week, Mick, the dangerous Dyson Maeda up front, he loves a goal against Hibs. When I saw him in the team sheet at the start and I thought about it, and I went, I'm pretty sure he's scored against Hibs more than anybody else in Scotland. His record against them is fantastic. And he did it again last week. What do you think then? Do you think it'll be Maeda starting through the middle again? Ida starts this time. Will Kyogo come back in? And of course, the other question to that, Mick, is Dyson Maeda the third striker all along that we keep talking about? Is he going to be the third option?
I think Ida will start, personally, because it's away from home, it's a tighter park and stuff like that. And we saw how well I done against Kilmarnock.
Yeah.
On the last season. Is Kyogo fit?
Yeah, he trained today. He's back in full training today. Whether he comes, I think he's going to be on the bench. I'm leaning towards what you're saying. I think Ida will play, and it'll probably be Maeda in the wing.
I don't think he'll start anyway. Kyogo, I think he'll play Ida just to get him back up to speed again, and he plays better away from home. I like what Liam said about Kuhn. Actually, I think he's looked really good.
Yep.
I think he's shown potential, but what again, I'll back up Liam in this sense. We'll see where he is in 6 months. So, but I'm really encouraged with him. Generally, I think he's looked good. He's looked a lot sharper. He does everything a lot quicker. His decision making seems to be a lot quicker as well. He's quick at getting the ball at his feet and stuff like that. And I think I said to you as well a few weeks ago about when Bernardo signed. I felt kind of sorry for Bernardo, and he was signed against the backdrop of all this negativity against the board and stuff. I thought he could go and improve big as signing. Don't get me wrong, I'm not advocating he's in a place for Martinelli, that's not meaning, but I think him personally, I think he's got a lot of room for development, a lot of growth in him. I think he'll be good this season. So I'm quite encouraged to see how he kicks on. Maida, well, he can play there in a dire emergency, but we choose the 3 strikers. That's just the bottom line. Rodgers said that literally about 3 weeks ago. We need 3 strikers. If one's a kind of younger player, fair enough. We need 2 top class strikers and a third out and out striker. Maida can play there and be comfortable enough there for really struggling with injuries and stuff, but he shouldn't be seen as a third striker for me, to be honest. It's automatically if we play him at striker, but we're losing him on the wings again.
Yeah, exactly. James Flores can't go forever. He can't.
No, but exactly. We're not exactly great with numbers in the left wing position, are we, really? We've got Forrest, who's been playing well, don't get me wrong. Palmer, who's just, he is what he is, to be honest. And Yang, who's just not, I don't know, he's just not going to cut it for me either. So if we take Maida and play him up front, we're losing something in the left. So, but I did like him up front. I think his movement's excellent. I think he's quick and he's decisive as well. So, I think I will still start Maida. Then Maida got off the bench by all means. And then I think we'll start with Kuhn. And I'm encouraged with Kuhn. I think there's opportunities there for him to kick on this season. I think he has got it in him to kick on a good player. I'm saying it we'll see in 6 months, but I'm saying it optimistically, as in I think he can. I think he can do it. Do you know what I mean? So I will see. But I'm encouraged with him anyway. I think he's got a lot of development in him as well. Kuhn after a good run of games. So I'm quite encouraged with that anyway.
So in terms of Maeda, I think if we could play Hibs every single week, he'd probably win the Golden Boot. In fact, the European Golden Boot, I'll go as far as say Henrik Larsson numbers if we play them, because his record against them is fantastic, and it was no surprise he scored. But I have to bring this up, and I totally agree. Joe Henry's coming in saying, Maeda, back to Baldy and Ming the Merciless Tash, campaign required. Agreed. See, when I saw, because I was in the stadium last week, I didn't know what he'd done to his facial hair. When I saw the interview after the game, I was like, what's he done? Where's it gone? Is he Ming the Merciless? Goatee's gone. Yeah, the blonde hair was already a shock to the system. But he's gone and shaved the facial hair off as well. You're totally changed, man. Literally, totally different man now. Although there's another point here, I think it's joking saying Ball reduces wind resistance. He's 0.0075% faster. There you go. That's a fact. You get facts like this on the Boise bus on a Friday night. There you go. Science, folks. Okay, so a few minutes to go. I guess we'll wrap it up very soon. So is that predictions time again? Let's talk about then what we think will go on Sunday. So St Mirren, they could be a difficult wee team. Obviously, they've had a 50-50 start to the season. They beat Hibs pretty comfortably. Everyone's beaten Hibs pretty comfortably, though. They're dire. They've also lost to Aberdeen as well. They were knocked out. Dundee United knocked them out the cup last week. So a bit of a mediocre start. They were knocked out of Europe. The European adventure was over before it began. They were knocked out by Norwegian side Brann. So that was that for get your passports back in the draw, St Mirren. But yeah, we obviously say Paisley, Love Street. We've had a couple of sticky results there, but ultimately, with the way we started this season, I think we should be going down there or through there and getting the result. Because regardless of what we may think about the way the club's being run right now, what Brendan is getting out of the current crop of players is pretty good. I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. Yeah, in the games, there has been a couple of drop-offs at times, but I also feel like if the other team was to trouble us by maybe scoring a goal, we would just go up a gear again. Because I think we've got it in us. I think Brendan's very much in the mode right now of blitz them early on. We'll just control the game. If they come back into it, we'll go up the gears again. That's what I feel like. Maybe I'm being naive. I don't, but I just feel like that's what's going on just now. So I'm pretty confident we'll go down there, and I will say that we win it by 3 goals. And Ida gets on the score sheet. Pam, what do you think will happen on Sunday?
I think it'll be 3-1 to Celtic. I really hope that Brendan plays a strong attacking line. I would love to see Maeda, Ida, and Kuhn working together. I think that together that can work very well, and I think we will win it. I think 3-1, yeah.
Okay, good stuff. Liam, wise man, give us a prediction. Is it going to be 4 again? Is it?
Well, I got it right last week because it was 3-1, so technically there was 4 goals.
There was 4 goals. Yes, there was. Yes, okay.
I think we'll win this one. I think they're a bit of a better team. St Mirren's they play well against us. They always do. They always raise their games. There's a lot of Tims or something.
Mark O'Hara always seems to be a bit of a problem for us, doesn't he?
Aye, but I think Brendan's got this team running like a Rolls Royce right now. You know, that's the thing. But the only problem is we just have to watch Arthur Daly in the boardroom because he likes a roller, doesn't he?
That's a hell of a reference there, Minder.
Offies will get that.
I wish this board could be so good for us. And Mick, yeah, what are you saying to the result there on Sunday? Comfortable win, stodgy win, or just a win in general? What do you think?
I think it'll be quite a comfortable win. Sometimes we can struggle there, the tight park and stuff like that, and just the way they tend to sit in and hit long balls up. But no, I think you'd all get the first goal. I can see us scoring quite early within the first 20 minutes, then becoming quite comfortable after that. So no, I'm confident for it anyway. Confident for Sunday.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Positive all round, and people in the chat are coming in with saying that everyone's pretty up for it and buoyant that we're going to have a good result on Sunday. Yes, indeed. So it's been very good fun tonight, moonshine and all. Pam, thanks for coming. Your first Friday feeling show, hopefully not your last. Hopefully you'll come back and join us as well, away from that bad influence there next to you. It's been shame, but you enjoyed yourself tonight, Pam?
Yeah.
Because imagine sitting here with Terry.
Oh God, that's actually more a bad influence. Of course, how could I forget? Colly Wobbly and all.
No, I'd have to bring up the full referee analogy. No, this is very casual.
You have to get the optics on there.
No, he wouldn't listen. No, thanks for. It's been great crack, and I'm glad I haven't got myself into too much trouble to not come back.
Of course not. Of course
Liam's
not.
always first. Don't worry.
After for a beer, you never know.
Yeah.
It's still the day is still young over there. They're 8 hours behind us. He's got the whole day ahead of us. But yeah, Liam, as always, a pleasure on a Friday night. Thank you for joining me, my man, and enjoy the rest of your day. And Mick, of course, enjoy it. And yeah, whenever you watch the game, folks, at the weekend, enjoy. If you're going to Paisley to watch it, I know they've reduced the allocation. Surprise, another team that's done it. That's another debate for another time. But yeah, if you're lucky enough to have a ticket, enjoy the game. If you're watching it on TV or you're watching it by other means, then by all means enjoy it. And hopefully a good Celtic win on Sunday, and PMP will be back. Pam, will you be joining Terry and Russell for that one, I believe?
Next weekend I'm going to be in transit.
Right, okay.
So I have
no referee for it then, okay.
Yeah, shit's going to be
carnage will ensue. So you know what you need to do, folks. You hit the subscribe button. You make sure you watch Russell and Terry doing PMP on Sunday, because carnage will definitely happen. Right, we're out of here. Hit that like button as well, or else Pam will come and get you. And Borowski, enjoy the rest of your weekend, folks, and we will catch you later. Ciao.